So I'm just going to do a really quick lesson on how to do curves in this world. Let's say you have a cylinder and it is laying down on the ground facing you like this. The front of the cylinder is just going to be a circle. Okay? So actually let's do this one. This one is 2 inches this way and 3 inches going this way. So to draw a circle in this world, probably the simplest thing to do would be just to draw a square first, right? Everybody remember how to draw squares? That's how you started your cube, right? So we're going to go 2 inches going this way, which back here would be that big. And we're going to take some scrap paper. We're going to measure the 2 inches like this and turn the scrap paper this way. And I'm going to very lightly draw a square that is 2 by 2. And this should be getting easy for everyone in here by now, because we've done this a lot, right? So there's my 2 by 2 square. And anytime we're doing curves, we want to think about where the curves touch. So I'm going to mark 1 inch going that way, and take my same ruler and mark 1 inch going this way. So I know my 4 curves, my 4 arcs are going to be exactly the same, and they're going to touch at these 4 points. And that's what a 2 by 2 circle would look like at this location on the grid. It would be possible to do the same thing using a compass, because compasses are good for drawing these equal arcs, but I'd probably rather you just learn how to do it freehand. So now we want to extend this towards the vanishing point if it's laying down flat like that, and we would just take our straight edge and go from the outside of the curve towards the vanishing point like this. Again, you don't have to make that line go all the way to the vanishing point. And then you would just count back. How far does this thing actually go back? 3 units. So you go 1, 2, 3. And we're going to need another square on the ground here. And probably the simplest way to do that would just be to do the verticals from the ground, and then think about where these orthogonals would take us, like that, and draw another circle back here. Actually, we only have to draw the top half of it, so we're going to draw like that. And that's a cylinder laying on the ground. Slightly more complicated are round things that are not facing us. So this cylinder, if it's standing up, if it's on the floor, we would start with a 2 by 2 square again, but this time the square is foreshortened. It's on the ground like this. Once again, we're going to mark the centers of our sides. This time, though, notice that this is not quite a parallelogram. It's similar to a parallelogram, but it's not, right? It's a, what do you call that? A trapezoid or something? But the basic idea is the same, because we still have big angles here and here, and we have smaller angles here and here. So even though this is not a perfect ellipse, it's going to be similar to an ellipse, right? It's slightly distorted, but it's the same idea. So that's something that you've done before, right? It's not that hard. Just to show you what happens if cylinders get tall, instead of making this 3 units tall, I'm going to make it like 6 units tall. So let me make some verticals here and here that are a little extra tall. Now I'm going to make a 6-unit ruler in this slice. Notice we're not where we used, this was a different slice. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Flip that around. So 6 units would take us up to here. And remember, we established at the beginning of these drawings, we established our eye level to be 12 inches above the grid. And so this cylinder, by being 6 inches tall, is going to... Okay, yep, thank you. By making it 6 inches tall, we are now halfway to the top, halfway to eye level. So now I'm going to go towards the vanishing point here and here. Straight up from this corner and straight over here. And what you'll notice is that this shape is much more foreshortened than this shape because it's so much closer to our eye level. And that means our ellipse is also going to be much more foreshortened. So I can mark the centers of these sides and notice that the ellipse that I draw in here is getting much skinnier than the ellipse on the ground. And to finish the cylinder, just need to once again connect from this outside of these curves, top to bottom. And there it is. So I hope you can see at least that if you could draw curves in isometric, a lot of the techniques are basically the same, and that it's always going to be helpful to draw the boxes that the curves fit into first. Think about the angles that you're trying to conform to, and then you can freehand the curves inside. Not everyone's required to do curves, but it's something that I want everyone to feel like they, if you get bored doing the other shapes, please try some, and you're going to find that it's not as hard as you think. Okay, thanks a lot.